look outside. Ford Field playing a game there Sunday afternoon. Could see a couple of snowflakes. Tailgaters going to have to deal with January weather, but we're playing meaningful football in January. We can deal with 30s and a couple of snowflakes. Not going to be a big winter storm for us this weekend. The bigger one is the potential next week, but there is one major question we were asking. How long does the rain last? Tuesday into Wednesday next week. So Tuesday, this low pressure area coming off of the Rocky Mountains grabs a lot of moisture from the Gulf of Mexico, and it starts bearing down on us. So it starts moving in our direction. But in this scenario right here, how long are we going to see the rain? Will the rain last longer into the day on Tuesday? If that's the case, we're talking about a very wet and rainy Tuesday before it transitions into snow late, which means not a ton of snow. The snow we see is likely going to be wet and heavy snow, but it would be more rain than snow. Now, if that track backs up a little bit, maybe moves a little bit more west and north, well, now we're talking colder air, and that means that that rain could switch over into snow faster. That could mean more snow for us. Trick is, which one's it going to be, right? That's what you're saying. Well, you tell me, Derek. You're the weather guy. Here's the thing. The storm is still in the Pacific Ocean. It's not even over the U.S. yet. It's going to make its way into the U.S. in the next 24 hours. It's going to arrive in the Rockies Saturday into Sunday. By Sunday, as it leaves the Rockies, we will know where the low is centered. When we know where the low is centered, we will know what path it's going to take. So stick with us through the weekend. We're going to know much more, and we'll give you a more accurate track. Otherwise, we're just telling you something that we don't really know. So we'll give you the scenarios, and then once we start knowing the more pinpoint details, that's when they're going to start coming out. As far as the weekend storm system goes, it's a stronger nor'easter just for the East Coast, not for us. It avoids us. It stays down southern Indiana, southern Ohio, through Kentucky, through West Virginia. We have some snowflakes, but not a well-organized system, so still could bring a quarter of an inch to maybe half an inch, but it does not look like a major system for this weekend, whereas next week's could be. Just depends on how it's gonna all set up. Temperatures today and yesterday, 32 degrees yesterday, 34 today. That's pretty close to normal for this time of the year. So it feels cold. It is cold, but it's not abnormally cold, if you know what I mean. We've just been abnormally warm. So when we start getting some cold numbers, you're kind of shocked by it, right? 34 then for our high temperature today. Cool but nice. A little chilly once again tonight as we drop down to 27. Here's the 7-day forecast. Right now for next week's system, I am leaning towards the milder answer. So 42 degrees for a high temperature on Tuesday. It's going to mean rain for us. If we get to the 40s, it's going to be a lot of rain on Tuesday. That could have its own different type of impacts. The ground is already pretty saturated. Sure. So that might mean some basement waters or some flooding. So it does kind of seem like it's shaping up as a kind of a pick your poison type situation. Right. Are we going to see a lot of rain, or are we going to see a chunk of snow? We will know by this weekend.
Is this normal? Is this above abnormal? What are we looking at here?
Well, in terms of how much snow we've seen so far this year, it's significantly below average. Right. I mean, we've gotten barely anything. It's very odd for us to be January 5th and have no snow out there. Yeah. So if we do get some snow, it would be a larger system, but it wouldn't be an abnormal thing for us to get in January.